My wife Kim and I were about to leave the house to go not only to Lowe's, but deliver a telegram. One of the things that she does is deliver singing telegrams. So just like FedEx, UPS, the Postal Service, people have to get messages, and singing telegrams are one of the ways that you can give someone a message. So Kim was about to deliver the singing telegram dressed as a banana, because sometimes they wear costumes, and we were about to cross the street to get to the car. Now, a yellow banana costume is something you sort of notice. And as we went to step out into the street, we saw a car was coming, and we decided to just sort of hurry across the street, but the car was going really, really fast, like accelerated quickly and was moving quickly. We thought that was sort of uncalled for. You know, there's no traffic, no one out. So we gave them that whole slow down, hand movement, nothing, offensive. And instead of doing that, she kind of like revved the engine and went faster, and we barely got halfway through the street, and as she whizzed by us, she yelled, "Get out of the road." Or maybe she yelled, "Get out of the road." I'm not sure, but that's not the point. The point is, I shouldn't have done this. Turned to her and I said, "Where are you going?" Which I shouldn't have done. At which point she stopped the car and said, "You want to say something?" And I said, "Pfft," which I also shouldn't have done. Now, she spun the car around. I actually thought she was going to try to run me over. I was like ready to jump, and pulled up next to me and rolled her window down. And I said, effectively, I'm not going to use the curse word that I said, "You don't need to go that fast. There's no traffic. I don't understand why you're speeding down a residential street." And she said, "I have the right of way. You shouldn't be in the road." Right? So we had a little back and forth going, and I said to her, "There's still no need to speed. You should slow the F down." And she told me that it was her effing car, her effing insurance, and she would drive however she effing wanted. And at this point, I remembered something that I should have put into practice 5 steps before this, so we never would have even had this dialogue. But I remembered that there's nothing preventing me from saying, "I'm sorry." So I said, "You're right, and I'm sorry. I apologize." Like that, her whole state changed. And her eyes started to well up. And she said, "No, I'm sorry. I don't try to get all physical and aggressive with people in the street. That's not who I am. I'm just having a rough day, and this isn't at all like me, and I'm sorry." I looked at her and I said, "We're all having a few rough days. It's okay. I shouldn't have been aggressive. It's not a big deal. It really isn't." And she looked at me and she said, "I'm sorry. I hope you and your wife have a wonderful weekend." And I wanted to hug this woman. I wanted to connect with her because I was so shocked by the state change, by the difference. Just the words, "I'm sorry, you're right." Just the state change that went through her. I'm still a little moved by it and I don't really know how to process it. And I'm struggling to find the so what for you, because there should be a lesson learned, right? And maybe the lesson learned is the power of just saying, "I'm sorry." Sometimes that de-escalates a situation better than anything. But more than that, it's that we're all going through a couple rough days. We may not all show it the same way. And some of us may be dealing with it better, or at least we look like we're dealing with it better than others. But this is a weird time. And it's a time, if ever there was a time, to extend a little courtesy, a little leeway. You almost act as if it were Christmas. Isn't it crazy how like around Christmas time, people are just nicer. They're a little more forgiving, a little more understanding, unless you're like in line at Target and then it's just blood boiling. But generally, holiday spirit kind of moves people. Maybe now's the time for the holiday spirit. Give it a try. See what you come up with this weekend. Share how you exude the holiday spirit, how you exude a little patience, a little understanding this weekend. I think the world could be better for it.